The following Let's Play has been rated perfectly fine to watch. Any attempts to break the game are for entertainment value only. However, if any typos happen to be found, Hello everyone! Welcome back to this game. When we last left off, I didn't actually accomplish a whole lot in the first episode. Since this is my game, I wanted to explain stuff, and apparently I explained so much stuff that the video I recorded wound up being longer than I wanted. And so I inserted a cliffhanger and cut the video in half. And now, the conclusion. Death Ray! That looks like it hurt. But it didn't. Your health is gonna be still at 3 HP. Behold my other wrath! Don't let me target you! And now we gotta go through all this. Also, see? We got 3 health. Still. Alright, so here we are at the first boss battle. It's a simple boss battle, just try to get through here without taking damage. Just to show off what happens if you step on one of these. He goes all energy ball on you, and there you go. You take damage. Alright, now I've got 2 HP to try to get to him without taking any damage. It's a simple idea, but definitely very easy to accidentally step on one of these. Unless you're me and you're really good at this game and it's yours. Blast! Dot dot dot. I hate being a skeleton. All you have to do is poke us, and we just fall apart. You may have won this time, but I'll be back. You can count on it. And then there are birds in the cave for some reason. Alright. We obtained the trophy. And since we're in a cave, I have the music all echoey. Alright, so moving on, we go into this tunnel here, which is a very crappy looking tunnel. Yeah, I was not a very good map editor person a while back. So yeah, we fought our first boss. So you might be wondering, why is the first thing that I did here fight the first boss? Well, you don't really have a choice. All the other trophies are pretty much at the other side of this forest. Which brings me to the whole divided the first level thing, why I did that. Well, in my original plans, this game was going to resemble Super Mario 64 more than it does Banjo-Kazooie. In that, once you collected a trophy, you would be kicked out of the level and have to choose another trophy to go after. I wound up obviously deciding against that because recovering the same ground multiple times because you get kicked out of the level simply for completing an objective is annoying. That said, I did have sort of a plan in mind for that. Originally what was going on is your first visit to Lucky Woods, the forest would kinda sorta be dying. And then you would defeat Earthrouter, and then further visits the forest would be okay again. It was an interesting idea, but honestly, I'm glad that I chose to make it more like Banjo-Kazooie. That said, since I did get rid of that whole getting kicked out of the level and having to redo the forest because Earthrouter thing, makes you wonder, why didn't I make it so that you could just walk to the other side without having to fight Earthrouter? In fact, if we go down here, down here, I think right about here originally was a path where you were supposed to be able to walk to the second half of this forest. So it's like, I did kind of want to have it possible to walk around Earthrouter, but why didn't I? If we come up here, here's where the other teleport pad is, and this is how we get back to the beginning of the level. In fact, that reminds me, I completely forgot to do something. We wound up gathering enough tokens to buy our first ability, so... or not ability, move. Whatever, it's not really that much of a difference. So let's go ahead and get our first move. Good, you have 10 tokens. Here's your new move. Abra... Kadabra... Alakazam! That is not based on the Pokemon. That is actually, just a magic spell that some magician used. You can now use Healing Ray. This move restores all of your hearts, but only works on one enemy, White Cluckles. He looks like this. Jester is a shapeshifter and I'm jealous. Don't worry about being attacked by Cluckles, he'll just run away for a little bit. Just don't use Blast on him. Too late. I have 2 more moves left in this shop. Come back when you've found 20 tokens. Okay, how many tokens do I have so far? 19. Ooh, I only need one more. But for now, let us go locate a White Cluckles. Actually, first let us go locate an elf and get damaged. Here, damage me. There we go. We now have 2 HP. No, we have 1 HP. Oh my goodness, I wasn't keeping track of my health. It's a good thing I didn't die. So let's heal, because we apparently need it. Healing Ray. It's a special move, so it has that 0 next to it. It doesn't cost anything. Originally, it was going to cost something. In fact, it was going to cost 2 MP to use it. For whatever reason, I decided against that, and I'm kind of glad for it. Flee. And that's that. Now my health is full. So yeah, if you're low on health, that's how you get health back. Warp to the other side? Of course. Now, at some point I want to talk about stuff and why this level isn't divided in 2, but we'll get to that momentarily. There's still stuff to do over here, so I'm going to do stuff over here. For example, we have this. This is the ability shop. Good, you have 10 tokens. Here's your new ability. I should have called it ability. Consistency. Swish. Swoosh. Slash that bush! You can now use Bushwhack. This is not a move, but an ability, and doesn't use up crystals. Using Bushwhack, all you have to do is push X at any bushes you find, and you'll cut them down. Question mark. Push X? The bushes have letters on them? Technically, the X button on the PlayStation controller is actually called the cross button, but nobody calls it the cross button. No, the X button is on your controller. I have a controller? What's a controller? You don't have a controller. The person that's controlling you has the controller. Gasp! I'm being controlled and didn't even know it? What an evil power! Not quite. Don't worry, they're only helping you finish your quest. Oh, and just so you know, bushes come in 4 different colors depending on the world. They look like this. I don't know why I had to make it so they were multicolored and why that was important, but it was. How do you keep changing your shape like that? I was programmed to do that. Question mark? Never mind. Let's just say fate decided it. There's going to be a lot of inside jokes in this game, or not inside. There's going to be a lot of fourth wall jokes in this game. Because fourth wall jokes are the easiest jokes to make. You've learned the ability in the shop. Come see me in the next world. Close the bottom half of the door on your way out. And that's that. You have the bottom half of the door closed. That's because of a layering issue. That top part, for whatever reason, covers everything, including a door. And so I made fun of it. By the way, if you wound up skipping the Moo shop and getting the tutorial shop tutorial here, there was once a glitch that whenever you left it, it would put you right back at the beginning of the level instead of this shop. Or in front of the other shop, that is. Anyway, now that we have that, we can cut these bushes. And now, we move on to the first minigame. Along with a couple of tokens, so now we can afford another thing. We'll get to that momentarily. What a workout! Uh-oh, I'm almost out of time. I'm too worn out to finish the job in time. Huh? Whoa. Funny thing. The screen shaking and him saying whoa is a reference to Final Fantasy VII. There is some random shopkeeper in Final Fantasy VII who turns around and is like, whoa, and there's shaking going on. I don't know why I had to reference that. A random shopkeeper. What the heck? Don't sneak up on me like that. Hey, wait. You look like you've got some energy to spare. How can you tell? Anybody who can go around in heavy armor all day has got to have the energy to do so. You think you can help me out? I have to cut down the rest of these odd-looking trees, but I'm too worn out. The trees are odd-looking because those are events, and you can't have the other trees that are surrounding me be events. If you can cut them down before we're out of time, I'll give you this golden trinket I found. I'm sure it's worth a lot of money. Sure, why not? I could use a good workout. Thanks! Here's my axe. Now get chopping! Alright, so we have a limited amount of time to chop down these trees. And by time, I mean in actuality, you can't actually have a timer in RPG Maker 1. And so what I actually did was laid a whole bunch of events on the ground, and each one of them takes away from ignore. Let's see if I can find it. Here we have Bushwhack left. There's 22 of them. So if I just do this, eventually that's going to make the time run out, and where is it? There it is. Time's up! Let's see how you did. You didn't finish? What were you thinking? You can't just go after the trees at random. You have to think ahead. Figure out what paths to take to save time. Now get out of here. Great, now these trees are going to grow back. Oh, and I'm taking my axe back. If you ever come back, I'm going to act like we've never met. That was because either I didn't have enough memory to make him welcome me back, or I was just too lazy to make him welcome me back. So yeah, this entire cutscene just plays again. Thankfully, in RPG Maker 1, you can skip dialogue super duper fast. Now, he was talking about a strategy. So, what you're supposed to do is, it's tempting to go to that tree at the right. Don't go after that tree on the right. It's also tempting to go to that tree up there. Don't go to that tree up there. Instead, go around to the tree up there and get it from here. Because if you go into the dead ends too much, you're going to run out of time. Even if you don't dawdle, you're just going to run out of time. And then we get this tree from here. Then we get here, and let's see here. By taking the fastest path possible, that's what that was. How many bushwhacks do I have left? I have 3. And so, there we go. Plenty of time. Time's up. Let's see how you did. Hey, not bad. You're a natural-born lumberjack. As promised, here is your reward. Can I have your axe too? You know, to beat bad guys? Are you crazy? That's my favorite axe! Now give it! And that was the first minigame. Alright, time to talk about why this forest is divided. Actually, no, first we're going to go back to the move shop to get the next move. I mean, I suppose I could just wait until I've collected more tokens so I could get 2 more moves, but you know, I gotta show stuff off. Good, you have 20 tokens. Here is your new move. Holy moly guacamole! You can now use Energy Drain. It looks like Earth Rotter's attack, but it's not. It's Energy Drain. This move restores all of your crystals, but it only works on one enemy, Black Cluckles. I shouldn't have to explain him. He's just like a White Cluckles, except he's black. But just as a reminder, please don't use Blast on him. I have one more move left in this shop. Come back when you've found 30 tokens. You don't actually spend tokens, it's just you collected this many, okay, you've earned the right to this move. Alright, so let's locate Black Cluckles real quick. Wait. What is even the point? I can't use attacks that use crystals yet. And now it is time for the explanation you've all been waiting for. Why is this forest divided in half? Why did I force the player to go through Earth Rotter first? Especially considering this is a open-ended game and you're supposed to be able to do whatever you want in whatever order you want. So far, it hasn't been very open-ended. Well, actually at this point it is, but before you fight Earth Rotter, it's not very open-ended. Like I said, I probably had plans to make it so you could walk over here, but here's the thing. All of these enemies, all of these tokens, and all of these dividing lines that make enemies respawn. A single map in RPG Maker can only hold upwards of 120 events, and these events, all of these events, they add up. And so, I wound up running out of events. And so, that is probably one reason why I had the forest split in half like it is. The thing of it is, what I could have just done was make it so that you just walk onto some random spot and then it warps you to another map that looks like the same map but is actually a different map. For example, I do that right here. So why couldn't I have done that over there? In fact, just to explain, make it more clear what's going on here, even though it looks like I'm on the same map right here and the screen just randomly faded in and out, or out and in, whatever, if I was playing this in test play and held the circle button down to bypass these trees, you would find that the area I just walked through isn't actually there. This map is its own standalone map. And that is how I have it so that I don't run out of events. But if I do this thing here, then yeah, why couldn't I just have made it so that I could just walk to this half of the forest and just skip Earth Router if I wanted to? I have no idea. Also, there is a trophy there. Let's go ahead and go after that trophy. We'll go after that monkey over there later. Also, I might as well show this off. Here is Energy Drain. And it just runs away like normal. Also, here's another spot where there were so many events that I had to make it so that the screen was actually on a different map. I feel a spell has been cast in this area. I'll only be able to use Bushwhack 6 times. How do you know that? I hope I don't take the wrong path. So yeah, that was an ability breaking, ability nulling spell. There's going to be a bunch of these in the game where I wanted to give you a special obstacle to deal with, and I didn't want your abilities to make it so you could just easily get past the obstacle. You know, I should have tried to find out what happens if I come over here before getting the Bushwhack oh wait. Can I even get out of... Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Would I have had this explanation if I came over here without learning Bushwhack? I'll have to find out. But anyway, we can only use Bushwhack 6 times. And this is a bit of a maze. Thankfully, since this is my game, I know exactly where everything is, and over there is a question mark token. If we go over here, crystals plus 1. What that did is it raises our maximum crystals by 1. And this is how you're going to get more hearts and more crystals. Alright, and at this point we can't really do anything else. I can't use my bushwhack here anymore. I'll have to come back and try again. And by coming back and try again, that means just go to this spot and then come back. Alright, so now we just have to... Does it give the message again? No. Apparently I fixed that. So let's just go through here. And there's the trophy we want. By the way, speaking of energy drain, even though energy drain doesn't cost anything now, originally it did have a cost. It cost 1 HP to use it. For whatever reason, I changed my mind and I decided to have Healing Ray and Energy Drain both be free of charge and heal you completely with whatever thing they healed. And I'm glad for it. Oh, there we go, so we actually can't get over here without knowing Bushwhack. Alright, and then over here we got a couple of spirals. You know, out of all the levels in this game, Lucky Woods is probably the most interesting looking of the levels. I actually kind of like how this level is designed. If only you didn't have to go through Earthrouter's lair in order to reach this half of the level. Further levels in the game, though, are going to be very, very bleh. I was not very good at making maps. Stop crowding me. And that's going to be very obvious as we go along. Alright, so let's go talk to this monkey. Me monkey. Went sightseeing, had fun. Want to go home, but me lost. See exit, but mean guys want beat me up. See? I see. And there's the entrance down there. If I didn't collect the tokens down there by the entrance, they would still be there, even though that's on a separate map. So it's a extra touch I added just in case. How do you plan to get there? Me go through short trees. Tall trees too big. Small tree here and at end. Me no, you help. Tell me where go. Me can go around mean guys if you help. No let me get hit. I get hurt easy. For help, you get shiny toy me found. Okay, I'll help. Thanks. And then here we go. I'm just gonna go right into this first guy. Ow, that hurt. You no good at this. But me need to get home and you only one here, so me give you another chance. Alright, and so we're controlling Monkey. Is he actually named Monkey? No, he's named Mr. Knight. Apparently I didn't actually have a different character here. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through... Actually, that would have been a nice touch. He's holding a trophy, so it would have been a nice touch if his stats were he has 1 trophy and a total of 1 trophy. And he only has 1 health. That would have been a nice touch. I should have totally done that. Alright, this will be tricky, because the elves actually chase you, while everybody else is just random. Actually, no. The elves chase you. The guys with the red hats wander randomly, and the fairies, which I haven't fought any fairies yet, they just go left and right. And here's the end. Me made it! Thanks for help. Here is shiny toy. Gonna have to make sure I remember to grab that on my way out. Okay, me go home now. Now which way I go? Wow, he suddenly disappeared, and either that or suddenly ran super fast so he outran the screen. Or something like that. Alright, and that is another trophy that we will have to remember to get. And that is pretty much everything in this half of the stage. So now we're going to go ahead and warp back to the entrance. How many tokens do I have? 36. Alright, so I can learn the last move that I can learn here. Whoops, I almost forgot something really important. I actually came down here talking about stuff, and I forgot to actually travel through this hidden path here, at which the end of which has a heart question token. And now my maximum health is at 4. Speaking of being better at editing, I can edit out the fact that I had to walk all the way back, or use the teleport pad. Basically, editing out. Yay. Good, you have 30 tokens. Here is your new move. Hocus Pocus Alamagokus! That is actually a spell from an old PBS cartoon called Today's Special, and that was a spell in order to make a mannequin turn to life. At least I think it was. My childhood memories might actually be slightly blurred. Who knows, maybe it was from Captain Kangaroo for all I know. Also, I just aged myself by talking about PBS shows like Captain Kangaroo. You can now use Birdwatch. This move distracts your target long enough to get in a couple extra attacks. Why? Got me. For some reason, a bunch of these bad guys are Birdwatchers. And no, they don't poop. You've learned all the moves in this shop. Come see me in the next world. Close the bottom half of the door on your way out. And so we have Birdwatch. If we go into moves, we have Birdwatch as well as this other stuff we learned. Also, we now have Bushwhack, just so you know. So let us find out what Birdwatch does. Birdwatch does this. Ooh, look. And now he's just not gonna do anything, so we can just go ahead and he's distracted, so we just blow him up. And there's a crystal. Since we used a thing that costs crystals, we get a crystal back for defeating him. And it turns into heart while we pick it up. Alright, so the way RPG Maker works, you actually have a limit of how many custom sprites you can have. You can only have 9 sprites. So what I wound up doing is for certain sprite sheets, I actually put multiple sprites on the sprite sheet, so that depending on what direction it's facing, you would have a different sprite. Of course, if you run into the sprite from a certain side, that makes it so that you can see that the sprite is actually something else if you turn it a different direction. It can't be helped. But it's a neat little trick. Actually, one interesting thing is, I was looking through my sprite sheets, and I found that I actually handled it pretty poorly. One of the sprites could actually be combined with another sprite sheet, and that would open up an entire sprite sheet. So I could actually have this have a completely fresh sprite if I wanted. Actually, speaking of remaking this game, one thing I would like to do is, instead of having Mr. Knight being greeted by a messenger during the day, I think it would have been funny if it was like during the night and he was sleeping in his armor, but while he was wearing his armor, he was also wearing a fuzzy pink cap and fuzzy slippers. That would be a funny visual thing, and he would go through the entire adventure like that. Hi! This whirlpool can take you underwater, but you'd drown if you did. So stay off! Oh, too bad, I'm going to walk on it anyway. So, basically this thing that's happening right here means we can't actually complete Lucky Woods until we learn how to use that whirlpool. Interestingly, according to my notes, I originally planned it so you actually could completely complete this level on your first visit. But I decided that making it that way made it so that you wouldn't have any reason to ever come back here, and so I changed my mind. So that's actually a newer trophy idea that I put in. Originally, you remember how I mentioned how you actually had to come back to this level multiple times because it was like Mario 64? Originally, the 5th and final trophy was you had to explore Earthrouter's lair and the trophy would be there. You would explore it after defeating him and it would be the last trophy. Alright, so pretty much we're done with Lucky Woods. We got 48 trophies. There's one trophy... No, we got 48 tokens. There's 2 more tokens left and 1 more trophy. We'll have to get those later because they're underneath that whirlpool. So we are going to exit this level and save the game. This is the only way you can save, by exiting the level. Not sure why. Probably because I was afraid something would break if you saved in the middle level, because every time you enter a screen it handles like different stuff. It changes all the information on how much health enemies have, and I guess I didn't want to worry about breaking that, and so I just made it so that you only save when you exit the level. It's amazing how much longer a game can take while you let's play it. Normally this level can be beaten in just a half hour. And now we return to this area, and we find that now that we've explored the level, there is a random fairy wandering around here. We haven't actually fought a fairy yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and blow it up. Oh, and you can also use a bird watch against it, but that's not really, I've got no reason to do it. It's got 1 HP. That said, Birdwatch is a very useful move. If an enemy can be attacked with it, and the enemy is going to take more than 1 hit, use Birdwatch, because it always works, and the enemy will not attack at all until you wander too far from it or you kill it. In which case it can't attack anyway. So definitely a very useful thing to have. I made sure that all of the moves in this game are useful, and some of them are pretty good. We'll find out as we go through this adventure. Let's see here, is there anything left that I need to talk about? Actually, yeah, a bit more fun information on Birdwatch. Originally, Birdwatch was going to be in World 1, and then it got moved to World 2. And then it obviously got moved back to World 1. In fact, Energy Drain was also going to be something you learned in World 2, but I moved it to World 1. And let's see here, that's pretty much it. Actually, there was an attack or something. I don't know, maybe not. That's all. I'm pretty sure that's all. I'm looking at this list of things to talk about, and it looks like I've finished talking about everything and my phone is ringing. Let me finish the episode! Anyway, that's pretty much all I want to talk about for now. All I need to talk about for now. We are done with Lucky Woods, and next time we'll be going this way. And by the way, unlike my original Let's Play, I will not be recording this whole thing in one sitting. My gosh, no. This is actually somehow taking longer to Let's Play now than it did originally. I guess I have gotten better, or I've gotten worse depending on how you look at it. If I'm slower, but I have more stuff to talk about. I'm better at talking. I also tend to ramble sometimes, and then sometimes I stumble over my words. But you know, I think this is going better. But anyway, since I'm not recording this all in one sitting, you guys actually get a chance to ask me how certain things work. And if you ask me how certain things work, I will go ahead and show things off in further episodes. So feel free to ask how things work. And that's it. Next time, we travel on to World 3. I'll see ya then.